And welcome, my friends. This is Elite Dangerous and the new Power Play update, introducing the new powers and their faces and their abilities and ways to change the universe, and how you are kind of at the center of it all. So in this new update, they have introduced something called powers. Pretty self-explanatory there. But the powers are a group of specific individuals taking over the universe. And if you follow me over here to the navigation panel, you can see the new button for Galactic Powers. So the Galactic Powers, as you can see them all right here, they are politicians, militants, dictators, whatever you want to call them, sometimes even pirates like this dude here. They are all people in power who are trying to change their territories and take over. Some of them have beliefs of a utopian society. Some of them just want to take care of their own people. Some of them are pirates who just want to take over the world and watch it burn and, that sort of thing, and thrive off of chaos. So amongst them all, we have these people here. You can simply read their names and see their alignments. And each person here has different abilities and benefits to you if you decide to join under them. For instance, Felicia Winters here, if you look under Pledge, you can see her basic ratings and what they are. Now, with each one, they offer different things, different bonuses of credits per week, nominations, and power play commodity allocations, which I'll explain what those are eventually. But on top of that, in certain ratings, you get specific benefits, abilities, and cool things like that. So, for instance, with Felicia Winters, any positive influence change in a controlled or exploited system is increased by 10%. So basically, you get more positive influence in those systems that she controls. Now, you can go through and read among all of them and see which one really best suits your playing style, because each one's going to be different, each one benefits you in a different way. And how you can do that is you can look both at their ethos here, and then you can also look at their rating system to see what all they really give you and what they have to offer. Now, their ethos, for instance, is how they go about taking over and gaining power. So, Archon Delane here, who is the pirate, his preparation is done by combat, his expansion is done by combat, but his control is done by socialism. Now, each thing, preparation and expansion and control, is how you get your power to gain more power. And by power, they basically gain what is called command capital, and that's what this is over here. Command capital allows the power to advance and afford new systems, afford the upkeep and the inspiration for those systems to stay with your aligned power. Basically, from my understanding, after looking over the wiki, command capital is gained from the amount of population in a system, but then I believe it's also dependent on the type of economic value the system has. So, for example, mining systems or trading systems or high-tech systems, they kind of have an increase of command capital, whereas agriculture systems, even though they have an abundance of people working there, they don't always have the most command capital generated. Now, plain and simple, once you've decided who you want to follow, you just kind of go in there, and right here where Leave Power is located would be Pledge. And that is how you pledge your allegiance to your specific power. Now, I decided to choose Eileen Duval, mainly because I play with friends every now and again, and they're under the same ones. But also because she has a pretty decent rating system and an easy way to prepare, expand, and control. It's all done by transferring media cargo from one system to the next, and other things like that to just kind of help expand her influence. Now, under her ratings, she has the same thing as Felicia Winters, which is the influence changed by 10%. And eventually, once you hit rank 5 at 10,000 merits, you get 100% increase to influence, reward, in controlled and exploited systems. So basically, if you're just looking for the fast track of gaining reputation, these two, for example, are going to be wonderful for you. But Pranav Natal or Antal here, in his rating system, you get, I know it wasn't him. Who was it? One of these has something to do with trading. Yeah, here it is. Zimina Torval. Any trade profit in a controlled or exploited system is rewarded with a voucher for 5% of the profits. And then as you get down, it increases to 50% for rare goods as well. And then, depending on their standing, whether they're in first, second, or third, one of the 3 highest standings, your percentage increases by 10, 15, and 20%. So that's basically how you choose your power, make your most educated decision, and how you like to play. For example, Eiling, you just do kind of like trade cargo runs, but for Archon, you would do combat. Or for Zachary Hudson, you would do combat. So if you prefer to do combat and bounty hunting and that sort of thing, you might want to do Zachary Hudson because he increases your bounties, how much you get when you turn in. You'll get an increased 20% once you hit 100 merits with him. So in order to help your power advance, how you do that is one of the 3 steps, explained kind of here, but also more in depth in these tabs. You have preparation, you have expansion, and you have control. Now, preparation is all about preparing a system to be taken over, to be expanded to. Expansion is all about basically taking over that system, fortifying it, and keeping it as one of your systems to increase your command capital. And then control is all about fortifying these taken over places that Eileen Duval and the game basically sets up for you to be able to fortify. Fortifying it keeps other powers and other players from being able to undermine you and take over it. So starting off with preparation, you'll have 10 systems available for you to prepare and try to expand to. Depending on how much command capital your power has, they'll only be able to do a specific amount, but you can still continue to prepare them for future ones. Now, expansion. Also done in a similar fashion to preparation, you will just take items or fight in combat in specific ways, however your power prefers you to add to your influence in that area, your power's influence in that area. And the more you work on it, you can see over here, there is a nice little bar here. You have your trigger of needing to get 1,670 assets over there, and we currently have a total of 16,000. So we have 980% over, and no one is trying to oppose us. Now, if someone were trying to oppose us and that opposition was greater than our expansion, they would end up thwarting our efforts to expand to that area. And kind of in a similar fashion with preparation, doesn't quite show it, but how it works is if there is a area that you are trying to prepare to expand to, and an enemy power is also trying to prepare to expand to, you are pitted against each other. Now, you can't see their progress as far as I know, and they can't see yours, but basically the power who has the most preparation by the end of the week cycle period ends up winning that area. So that's kind of how you end up preparing an area and thwarting the plans of others. You can then also thwart them in expansion by trying to undermine them and oppose them, keeping them from even gaining anything from that system. Now, real quick, I'm going to go into the Systems tab here, what was it called? Starport Services, that thing. I'm going to go into here and show you that now under Contacts, you have your Power Contact tab. Now this allows you to choose whether you want to start preparing certain systems or if you want to control certain systems. And this is really the most important part here, because this is how you go about expanding. And at the very bottom, it also allows you to fortify. So this is how you go about expanding and holding positions and increasing positions in this never-ending political war, basically. So in each one of these, after about 30 minutes, you can do it every like 30 minutes, you'll be asked to take basically 10 pieces of cargo somewhere, which I already have located here. So for instance, Eileen has media materials that you need to take to a chosen system. Now, it just says chosen system. It doesn't tell you which system they want you to take it to, just a chosen system. And so once you get in here and you choose what you want to do, whether you want to prepare or take control or even fortify, you now have to figure out which system you want to go to. So if you go back in here to Galactic Powers, and you go to Preparation, for instance, that's the one that I have. I'm going to be preparing them. The list of top 10 systems here is where you can go. For instance, I've been flying back and forth to Gravakun because it's one of the closest ones. It's easiest to access, and it's already well on its way to being expanded too. So you can just click that one, and you can hit View on Map. And it takes you right to where it is, and you're able to just plot a course, and bada bing, bada boom, you're on your way. Now, another thing that you can do with the new map is they have a new sub-tab for you. So instead of just Realistic and Map, they also have Power Play. So Realistic and Map clearly just shows everything like this, as you're used to in Elite Dangerous. But Power Play will actually show you the areas of influence and the different colors and who's taking over, who has the most, who has the least, and that sort of thing. It's really kind of pretty when you look at it. But you have different sub-tabs. So you can do the overview, which again just shows you all the colors and their powers and who has specific territories and where. And then you can also do expansion. And what this does is this highlights systems around that your area is able to expand to as it gets close to it. And then it shows you the key of high profit systems, medium profit systems, low profit, and loss-making systems. So this helps you kind of decide where you want to go and which systems you want to choose to influence and try to take over. And it also shows you down here your current expansion attempts, the expansions being opposed, which I believe is currently none of them, and then which top 10 prepared systems they are. So only a few of these 10, whichever our power is able to afford, will actually be able to be expanded to. Because if you can't afford it, then you can't advance to it. And then they also have you the control systems. Now these are the areas that you've fortified. They're the main areas that you can stop off at to get more of those media supplies to prepare or expand to other areas. So for instance, I'm in Munshin right now, and I will be going to Gravakun right over here. And this is basically how you can find those respective systems where you need to go. You can look in amongst your galactic powers, like I was showing you previously, and look under their respective tabs, and you'll see, okay, these are the ones that we're working on. Or you can go to the map, and you're able to look at expansion, and it'll show you the top 10 that they're trying to expand to. And that's where you can go. It's very simple. Now, as for merits and how you gain those, which is how you increase in your ranking, or your rating here, I currently have 70, so I'm about 30 away from rating 2, which gives me a weekly bonus of 50,000 credits, 2 preparation nominations, and 15 power commodity allocation, which I believe what that is the amount of things you're able to get from your from the missions, from the preparation, expansion, and control missions. And then it also gives me that bonus to influence. So I'm going to go ahead and fly over to Gravakun, and we're going to go turn in these media propaganda things for Eileen to gain some extra merits and to advance further in our rankings.
Ship released. Engines engaged. Landing gear retracted. Docking successful.
Right.
Engines disengaged.
So here we're in Yurka City in Gravakun. And this is coming to the completion of everything, just showing you how to finish with preparation or expansion or even control. So you just go into the starport services, into your power contact, and as long as you have some of the cargo that you need, you can just come in here, increase the arrow amount there, and just hit confirm. And then you get your certain amount of merits, which my total merits are now 80. My latest contribution has been 10, and I got 1,000 credits for it. So for my troubles, gave me a little bit of cash, increased my merits. I now have 20 merits to go until I hit rating 2. And now you just fly back to one of the local controlled areas, which again you can find out here in the galaxy map. So out here in the galaxy map, you can just change it to control, find the nearest place to you, which is this one, but having been here before, I know that the closest station is like 300,000 light years out, or light seconds out. Yeah, so I'm not going there. Anyway, I hope this helped alleviate some of the confusion of everything that you were assaulted with at the beginning of Power Play. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to leave a comment for me below. I'll do my best to answer them and see what I can do to help. Other than that, I thank you for watching, and fly safely, my friends.